Ayr Muir did not grow into the restaurant industry because he watched his parents or grandparents cook as a child. He did not dream of going to CIA or Johnson & Wales. But when it is all said and done, he hopes, believes, and just might pull off changing the way America thinks about food and eating away from home. Ayr grew up in Berniston on the Vermont border, and at age 7, he in fact decided he wanted to go to MIT after watching a robotics competition on PBS, and so it was. Ayr is a degreed engineer and scientist from MIT, who then went on to get an MBA at Harvard and began working at the high-power consulting firm McKinsey & Company. It was here that he came to believe that the fast food industry was crippling America, after he came across a UN study that changed his life. He learned that more than 60 billion farm animals were being used in food production annually, and as a result of their normal bodily functions, they account for more than half of the problem of the depletion of the ozone level. His plan is to convert a good portion of the population from eating fast food burgers to eating food that tastes great, served fast. After applying to 12 McDonald's for a crew position and being turned down, he was hired at both a Burger King and a Panera Bread, where he studied the process at both, and soon after, Clover Food Lab became a business plan. It all started with one food truck at MIT, long before food trucks were ever thought of as a viable business. From day one, the signature chickpea fritter sandwich and the barbecue seitan were a hit, and the lines were long. The food truck allowed Ayr to test products, reduce waiting times, and interact directly with his guests. It helped form the basis for the original brick-and-mortar location on Holyoke Street in Harvard Square, where the cult-like following of Clover guests reinforced that there is indeed a pent-up demand for a concept that serves great-tasting food quickly. Clover does not sell meat, but their employees are also trained not to use the V word, vegetarian. Ayr says research has taught him that if a person is told something is healthy, human nature makes them believe it is therefore less delicious. Thus, Clover serves food that is simply good food. There is not one freezer in the entire company. They never use anything with preservatives, enhancers, or artificial flavors. Over 50% are actually organic ingredients, and 75% are bought in the Northeast, keeping money in our region. They bake their own pita loaves and breads every day, and cut foods like tomatoes to order to ensure the highest quality and flavors. All the kitchens are wide open to the public. In fact, not only does Clover ask for guest feedback, they invite them into the kitchen and into the process every week. Every Tuesday at 3 p.m., guests can reserve a spot at the Clover Food Development meeting. Here, a small group of Clover's leadership team and a large group of Clover guests provide feedback on current and future menu offerings. Guests are encouraged to offer suggestions and recipes for Clover to use. The Clover menu is small, and running out of menu items is part of the business model. Drinks are food too, and a mainstay at Clover. Different roasts of coffee rotate every day, drip brewed slowly and always fresh. There are local beers, juices, and sodas. Change on the menu is constant. That is part of being fresh. Even the chickpea fritter sandwich has been tweaked over 50 times since 2008. Today, there are 10 brick-and-mortar locations, 2 to 5 food trucks based on the season, and soon a jump down to Washington, D.C. Ayr and his leadership team believe their employees are the driving force fueling the loyalty of their guests and expansion of the brand. From the time a guest walks through the door and is met by a greeter, who explains the menu and the process and takes the order on an iPhone, to cooks having conversations with the guests as they prepare the food, to those famous food development meetings, Clover Food Lab has a one-on-one experience with the guests like nobody else. Clover might just become bigger than McDonald's someday and change the planet along the way. Would you please welcome the MRA 2017 Limited Service Restaurateur of the Year, Ayr Muir.